Welcome back to Perkins Pipes. Got the delightful Mark Tinsky 2024 Pipe Cottage commemorative pipe. And there's a reason for that pipe today. Particularly, I wanted this shape. And you'll see why it figures into this particular video. I've got my favorite Prince Albert in the bowl, and a codger blend seemed very appropriate for this particular video. So, as always, let's get this guy lit. Let's get to talking. I do love the smell of that Prince Albert. Enjoyed the taste of that as well. So, let's start off with why this particular shape. I've got a picture we're going to pull up here for you. Of the legendary American actor Henry Fonda. I got a picture of him smoking a pipe, and I don't know, this seemed to be similar in shape. So probably the closest one that I've got to his that you see in that picture there. So that's why I wanted to bring out the Mark Tinsky. And I will say, this is a delightful pipe. I have loved this since I got it. Again, it's the Pipe Cottage 2024 commemorative pipe. Highly recommend this. Well, can't get this pipe anymore, but I'll say if this is indicative of Mark Tinsky's work, it is the only Tinsky that I have. Boy, this is a fine, fine smoking pipe. This feels so nice in the hand. Clenches nicely. Draws perfectly. Hey, is this going to be a video about this pipe or about something else? So, why am I bringing up Henry Fonda? Bringing up Henry Fonda because it's time to talk about another of my all-time favorite movies. And that is 12 Angry Men. 12 Angry Men, 1957 classic. Although the cover here on the DVD case is color, it is black and white. And yes, it has been remade once with some other fine actors. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the classic original with, let's see here, Lee J. Cobb, Ed Begley, E.G. Marshall, Jack Warden, Martin Balsam, John Fiedler. You know John Fiedler? The voice of Piglet from the classic Winnie the Pooh cartoons, Jack Klugman, and many others. Produced by Henry Fonda. So a little background on this and how I came to even know it in the first place, and what this is all about. So I started dating the girl that would become my wife while we were both undergraduates at Indiana University, and she had a class, and I should have asked her. She just ran out to the store, and I should have asked her before making this video. I'm guessing it was a poli-sci class, a political science class, but I'm not 100% sure about that. It might have been a sociology class. Anyhow, she had a class, and I don't know if they had to watch it or it was for extra credit, but there was a screening of 12 Angry Men at one of the most beautiful classroom buildings on the campus of Indiana University, Woodburn Hall. And she and I had several Latin classes in that building. We loved the library in that building. In fact, I think that building housed, or at least at the time, housed the sociology department. And so I guess it's maybe the sociology library. We just like to go to study there because it was such a beautiful, beautiful library, gorgeous building. Well, there's a large lecture room at the end of Woodburn Hall. and it was suitable for showing films. So they showed 12 Angry Men. She invited me. Neither of us had seen it before. Neither of us had heard of it before. And so we went. Saw it. Fell in love with it. And then was so excited many years later when we were able to pick it up on, I always have a hard time holding stuff up on camera. We were able to get it on DVD. First off, let's say a little bit about the movie making of this, okay? Almost the entire film takes place inside a jury room, where this jury of these 12, as the film progresses, get pretty angry men, are deliberating on a trial. There's a very short opening bit in the courtroom itself, and a very short closing bit as the jurors are leaving the courthouse. Almost the entire film, 99% of the film, is shot in one room. This is a filmed stage play, is what it really is. There's no special effects. There's no fabulous score, soundtrack. It is fabulous writing and just mesmerizing acting. That's what it is. It is good actors delivering good lines. So if you like that kind of thing, 12 Angry Men is for you. And, I'm going to ask toward the end of this, have you ever seen this movie? What do you think of it? Certainly, if this is one you've seen before, maybe this will give you a little encouragement to maybe go back and rewatch it. If you've never heard of this one, oh, my friends, go check this out somewhere. You're going to want to watch it. So that's what it's like in terms of the movie making itself. And I love that. I love good writing. I love good acting. The good delivery of lines. People who know how to deliver their lines. Okay. So the story is this young man, not much more than a boy, is on trial for the murder of his father. Seems a pretty open and shut case. Jury goes into the deliberating room. The foreman says, okay, we're supposed to talk about this. He says, maybe let's kind of see where we are here. Let's just kind of go around the room. Guilty, not guilty, kind of get a baseline. They go around the room. Guilty, 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 guilty. Everybody says he's guilty except for Henry Fonda's character. And Henry Fonda says, not guilty. And all the other guys look at him like, what are you talking about? You were just in the courtroom with the rest of it. You heard the evidence. It's pretty clear cut. There's evidence from neighbors, a neighbor who saw through the window the kid stab his father. Someone else who heard the screams saw the kid running down the stairs. They found the knife. It was a unique knife. So no other one like it. Come on, dude. What are you talking about? And Henry Fonda says, well, here's the deal. He says, maybe this kid did do it. Maybe he didn't. But he says, I think it's worth an hour of our time to consider it. Because if he's guilty, this kid's going to the chair. This kid's going to be executed. And he said, it's no small thing to sentence someone else to death. He said, so I let's talk about it. Fine, let's talk about it. And immediately a couple of the guys don't take it seriously. They start clowning around and, hate to admit this, fellas, but doing what guys do, right? We clown around. And Henry Fonda calls him back to task. He says, no. If we're going to do this, let's do this right. Let's look at the evidence again. Let's consider it. And so as the film progresses, what comes out is not only that the evidence is not as clear-cut as it had seemed, and that part you could have probably guessed. All right, you could have probably guessed that there's going to be some twists and turns, and maybe the kid ultimately is found not guilty. That's not the real story. The real story is the story of these 12 angry men, who initially, 11 of whom initially are convinced that this young man is guilty. But as the day wears on and their deliberations continue, their own prejudices, their own fears, and their own deep emotional wounds come out. Friends, this is a powerful, powerful piece of work. Oh, there's a couple of humorous bits in there. I mean, you couldn't have it straight. You need a little bit of comic relief, but make no mistake, this is no comedy. And everyone's going to have their favorite character in this, and the various issues that he is dealing with. Mine is Lee J. Cobb. Great actor, classic Hollywood tough guy, kind of plays the heavy in his films. I'm not going to go into the story because if you haven't seen this film, you need to see the film. But the character arc for him is the one that touches me the most deeply. I'll leave it at this. It has to do with fathers and sons. Classic theme in literature and drama. So, it's a film from yesteryear. My goodness. 1957. Coming up, getting close to 70 years on this film. Have you seen it before? Do you know 12 Angry Men? You familiar with it? If so, do you like it? What do you think of it? Who's your favorite character in the film and why? And if you haven't seen it, my friends, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to give it a view. As Malcolm Guite likes to say, I do these little things in order at last to do nothing. Or as I like to say in Latin, Parva ago, ut tandem, nihil agam. Have a wonderful day.